Hello there, YouTube. What's up? It's Farid here from Lilpop Studios, and you're watching film vlogs. I think that's going to be new to anybody who is already subscribed to this channel. That's because it's a newly introduced series where I'm going to be talking about my journey and how I started filmmaking to what I am now. And today on Film Vlogs, I'm going to be sharing how I shot my first music video. But before we get into that, I think I'm just going to show you guys the music video, and I'm just going to give you guys a spoiler. The video is a bit of a mess because what I expected wasn't really what I produced though. So let's just roll up the intro and get into the video.
You cannot reach this number. The number you are calling is busy. Please.
Good production.
It's Zebra in the mix.
To make money, African bodies. To make money, yeah. To make money, a rocking right. I'm never stopping. To make money, yeah. I'm never stopping. To become money, yeah. I'm never stopping. To make money, yeah. I'm never stopping. Of course, so your man must chop. To my struggles and everything must be on top. Oh yeah, chat about mugs, me not like what them talk to my friends with the struggle. Everybody wants. I man just a struggle, just to make money in abundance. Yeah. We wanna count more bundles. Get to your flip and up your candles. Yeah. I'm never stopping to make money. Yeah. I man never stopping to make money. Yeah. I man never stopping. I'm never stopping. You wake up money. Right and on, uko kabelara. Maunko sura manang karapara. Iya makia manya makabelara. I'm on it, samuje gaba. Me I love to stop way. Me work every day, me wanna get there. So that one day someone I go come say. So life is fair. Yeah, I'm never stopping till I make money. All of them things say money is funny. All we care about is to make money. It's to make money. Pick up the money, then kick me out. Bad friend wanna sell me out. All of them wanna sign me out. Them up in no say I'm already locked them out. Yeah. Me now want you got trouble. I'm careful. Is the money double? If you don't want me, then pick up your shovel. Cause the muscle doesn't need them your strength too. Because of them happy progress. Stand firm and strong like soldiers. Yeah. Me not deal with go come best. Can me stay forward, they wanna wear new dress. I'm never stopping. I'm never stopping. Yeah. I man never stopping. To make money. Yeah. I man never stopping. To make money. To become money. Like I'm money. Yeah. So what? Like I'm money. I'm never stopping till I make money. Till I come money.
Starting off with the creative process, I didn't really have any order of doing my stuff because that was my first time and I was kind of like in a haste to do so many things. So it was just on, I think it was on a Monday or on a Tuesday when the artist approached me. I've been a graphic designer for him for like about months now, but he wanted me to shoot a video for him. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So he gave me the song, and that was when the creative process started. I think I started with the storyline, then the props, location, so many things. So just stick around, and I'll be sharing with you so many tips. So starting off with the storyline, I wanted the video to portray some kind of a mystical look about a man who just went looking for jobs and he didn't get some. So he just came back home, picked up his phone, and called a couple of record labels, which kind of denied his calls or something. And then, whilst he was singing the song, he fell into a deep sleep. And in the dream, he had a dream too. And in the dream, he confronted his inner self. Like everybody has that inner self, which kind of suppresses his true self. Like I don't know how to explain it though, but every single person has that kind of an inner self which tells you do not do this, do not do this, it's not gonna help you. That's silencio Bruno inside your head, something like that. So I wanted it to portray that kind of a feel where he confronts his inner self and begs him to release the demons of laziness and then agony and all those things which are kind of stopping him from becoming successful. And right after the confrontation, he wakes up and gets a call from a big record label, which then makes him successful. So that was like the whole concept about the story. That was the story I was trying to portray inside the video. But turns out it didn't really go well. Marisa, please tilt it this way. Turns out it didn't really go well. I didn't succeed in bringing out the storyline because of so many things, and I'll be talking about them later in the video. For the short list, since I'm a Photoshop expert, I created a design, or how would I even call it? I just created a list of the shots and the frame rates. And if you don't know what a short list is, a shot is listing the shots that you're just going to shoot in order, and their frame rates and whatever necessary details are required. Maybe like I don't think the location is not part. The location shouldn't be part of a short list though. Maybe you can group your short list into the performance shots, then the B-roll shots, and maybe some action shots. So it just depends on your creative mind. There is no rule to shooting a music video, so you just do whatever you do, and that was how I did it. Since we were not shooting with a camera, we're shooting with an iPhone 11. So I think the highest an iPhone 11 can shoot is 60 fps. Are these people passing here? The highest an iPhone 11 can shoot is 60 fps. So all my slow motions were shot in 60 fps. So I'll just be showing a preview above so you guys can understand what I'm really talking about. For the locations, we didn't really go for any expensive kind of location. All we just had was his room and a roadside which nobody owns, so we didn't spend anything on the location. And for the second scene, I bought a green screen for about $10. That's just 50 cedis on the market. That was just a green cloth, not really a professional green screen. So we had shades of green and black somewhere in the video, like where I had to do some more corrections. But for the location again, what I pictured inside my mind was a poor man's kind of house or a room, which I had to build a set inside his room. I had to scatter some books. I had some books and add so many things inside the room just to make it look like a pauper's room. And for the second scene, I already talked about. I already talked about which we used a green screen and nothing else. And for the third location, he had a friend who had a car, so we had to borrow the car, and we just used just the car. But on the day of shooting, it didn't really go as planned. It rained that day, So we had just about, let's say, 20 minutes to shoot that part, and I had to make use of the footage I had. So I just made lens flares appear that much, but this is in post-production, so bye. For the costumes too, we didn't really go for any expensive costume again. The first scene, he just wore any normal clothes he had. For the second scene, I had to get white cloth from the market again, and I had to make it look like some ancient human being going into an ancient temple, which really worked well too. And then we had this chair, and I did so many things. I'll be showing behind the scenes pictures too, so you guys can just know what I'm talking about. And for the last scene, he chose his clothing, so I didn't really have any control over it. So he just wore anything he thought felt right, and I also made him wear anything which felt right. So yeah, that's it. And we are at the most difficult aspect, not really the most difficult, but like the third most difficult aspect of the music video. That was the shooting part. This really, it killed me though. It killed me, seriously, because everything I just planned on shooting, the moment I got on set, I don't know whether I forgot of my shot list or what. Most of the shots I made on my shot list, I didn't shoot. So many things I didn't do on set that day. Like I followed some parts of my short list, but when it came to some parts, or sometimes to shoot some parts of the video, it didn't really work well, because the type of shots that I wanted, the set wasn't built to suit that, and we only had one take, and then the time frame wasn't also enough. I had to go home, because if I go home late, my dad is gonna kill me. So many other challenges when I was shooting. With the green screen part, I didn't have a tripod. My tripod is built in such a way that it takes only my phone. So it just didn't really work well. The green screen aspect didn't really work well. I had to even place some tracking points on the green screen, which I later had to remove in post. I don't think I even removed all, because I was watching the video and I saw that I didn't remove all, but the harm was already done. And one thing was also inside my mind too, which I wouldn't advise any young creator to have in his mind too. That was, this is my first music video, so there's no problem with that. Never think that way. If you think that way, you're never going in front. That was what I thought, and that was what really pushed me behind, and it really kind of squeezed me to do some things like a beginner, and it really didn't make me use my full potential. So I wouldn't advise any young creator to have that kind of mindset in his mind. This is not your first time. Someone may see this and like it and give you a big sponsorship or something. You don't know who watches your videos, so you don't have to ever think like, this was my first time of shooting. So that was one big mistake that I made. Some of the challenges I also faced during the shooting too was my artist wasn't really that serious. He wasn't really that serious, and as a director and a cameraman, or like the one to shoot a video for the first time, I didn't really have control over my artist, because I felt a bit shy in front of him too, which a director shouldn't, and so many things. This isn't really ideal for anybody to do the post-production before going into VFX, but I came up with this weird idea. That's because my machine is just so lame that I can't render about 1 minute and 30 seconds of footage, and when I get into editing, I just cut only 3 seconds. It's not really gonna work, right? So what I did was, in post-production, I cut all my footages and had a perfect music video, even with the green screen still on. Then I nested all the green screens and now picked the parts of the green screens which I cut, and that was when I went into post-production. That was when I went into VFX, which I'll be talking later in the this video. So with the post production, I went in and realized that some of the slow motions I shot to were still in 30 or 24 FPS. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made again. I discarded a lot of footage. Yes, I discarded a lot of footage. One big mistake I made was not remembering to change my camera settings from 24 to 60, 64 to 24. There's so many things which I faced a lot of challenges in post. But I think all these things I'll remember in my next music video. I think I'll just let anybody who is going to shoot a music video, or anybody who works in the music video aspect, if you watch this video, it may kind of educate you on some of the mistakes I made and help you shoot your music video better than what I did. Better than what I did. And I hope too that in my next music video I'm going to be shooting something better than what I. Last but not the least was the VFX, the best aspect, not the best, the second best, because it took a lot of time and energy from me. But one thing I did good and I'm proud of was that even before we started shooting the music video, I had already modeled my tempo already. I had done everything that I would need for the VFX. So the VFX aspect took a lot of time out of me though, but not that much. Each scene rendering took up to 2 days. Yes, I can say 2 days. And the whole duration of the music video, the editing, it took me up to 1 month, I can say. Yes, it took me up to 1 month. It was a very, very hectic process. But I think if you guys want a tutorial on how I composited my green screen and everything, I'll be glad to make it for you guys. I'll be glad to make it for those who want to watch, not for you guys, because yeah. And last came the color grading. Color grading was the last thing I did in the video. And how I color graded the video was that since we were shooting with an iPhone, there was a lot of noise in the video. That was with the first part. So I decided to give the color a lot of orange though, and then I desaturated it to give it some kind of an olden day feel. This is usually common in most of OBL's movies. I don't know how he does his color grading though, but from my analysis, he desaturates the video and he adds some kind of orange tint to it. So many things that the man is really a legend too. I look up to him. So I took inspiration from his color grading, and with the tempo part, I wanted it to have a subtle feel. So a lot of blue was inside it, and the contrast was much inside the tempo part. And I even added some smoke to cover up my mistakes, because I made a lot of mistakes. Since we're using a low quality phone, it's had these kind of glitches around the edges of the hair and so many other things. That was with keying of the green screen that was supposed to be in the VFX part. So I had I added a lot of things too, and with the ending part, the noise was too much there, and I didn't really do a lot of color grading. But advice to anybody, in case you just want to color grade your video perfectly, do not shoot in any mode but log mode. If you shoot in the log format, color grading is going to be perfect for you, and you love your color grading. But since we're using an iPhone, like, the colors had already been matched and all those things. So if you just wanted to do some kind of color grading, it wouldn't really, it would have just taken everything off. So I just tweaked with the highlights, the contrast and all those things, and left the video that way. And then the video was done. It was time to show it to the client, and the first reaction from the client was like, whoa, he loved the video though. He loved the video. But I didn't like it. Yeah, I didn't like it though, because what I had anticipated for didn't really come to pass. So I just hope I'll improve in my next video. And that's it. That was how I shot my first music video. That was how I shot and edited my first music video. So in case you want to see more of this, like, you can just leave a comment in the comment section. And this Wednesday, VFX with Reed will be coming on, and on Friday, After Effects 101 would also be coming on. So you can follow me on Instagram at Lil Pop Studios. You can follow me on Facebook too at Lil Pop Studios. In case you feel as if you want to donate something to the small boy, you can support me on Patreon. And in case you think Patreon is kind of hard for you, just text me. I'll give you my mobile money number. Yeah, I'll give you my mobile money number. But I'm just joking. That was by the way. Nah, I'll give you my mobile money number in case you text me and ask for it. And till next week, get some creative ideas and keep it real.